It's time to build. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 58 of the Showerpodcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and I want to take it a bit more slow today. I don't want to make super stories. I don't want to let necessarily inspire you, but I just want to share one of the, fortunately, many passions that I have, and something that, I have had the fortune to bring back into my life lately. And just wanted to have a small chat about it and have it a more relaxed episode. What I'm talking about is this. I really hope that you can see it. I'll try to put it closer, but the autofocus is, if you're just listening, I think it might be worth for me to let you know, but from the title, you might have guessed. It's a Lego passport, and it's one of the many reasons why I love this brand. I didn't necessarily grow up with it in a direct way, or should I say, the way that I'm enjoying it right now is very, very different compared to how I used to as a kid. For better and for worse, let's say that buying, very expensive Lego sets and wasn't an option. And what I had to, play with were just random bits and pieces that we gathered even from friends, or just one set from here, one set from there. But let's say that it wasn't necessarily something already determined. So I didn't have a recipe to follow. I didn't have a book to follow, but I just had my, kid imagination. And up to this day, I'm still surprised. Unfortunately, I don't have it with me. It's at my parents' place in Rome. But it was this very, believable and actually, rightly sized spaceship that I built, and that up to this day I still have, I have there. I haven't, touched it. And I really, frankly, don't want to until I will be forced to at some point. But every time that I look at it, I really, get a spark of joy, because it is really underlining and stressing. Again, I don't want to mention as every time past episodes, but as a kid, you don't have, or you don't think necessarily that there is a right way to do stuff. You just go and do it. And that was my approach to it. One day I built something. I know at some point it was a rectangle that I was like, hey, these things look like wings. Can I make something out of it? Yeah, and then I had a piece that reminded me of of the place where the pilot sits. And I was like, okay, I can make it and build it like this. And, piece by piece, moment by moment, I made something that still, as of this day, I still enjoy. And every time that I do it, it reminds me of, the power that, simple pieces, and also, even if you don't have a plan, if you just play with them, you are able to build basically anything. In the end, they're just bricks, and with those, sky's the limit. I've also discovered this fairly recently, because again, it wasn't necessarily something that I was passionate about, but again, I discovered how much other people are, in the true definition of what passion means. Again, I have another episode also about passion. I really don't want to mention them, but again, they just come up, and maybe this is your first episode, so I think it's worth, to link it to the past ones. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you like or that you don't. But either way, I was saying that I discovered that there are people that, expand to the maximum what I just described to you, and they build, constructions from the real world, or huge cities out of nothing, just because, again, they have the availability of basically any kind of Lego piece out there, and they just start building and constructing stuff that it's absolutely incredible, not even to look at, but even to conceive, to have that vision. And now, in my, most recent life, I've had the chance to start collecting and buying some Lego sets. And I do have to say that even though as a kid, I did enjoy, that creation process, now also for time reasons, but also because it is generally something that I enjoy more. I do like to have these, let's say, already structured pieces that you can follow bit by bit, and they really for me are a moment to absolutely disconnect and relax in every way possible, because again, you are just in the moment of putting pieces together, and really it enables me to really disconnect and just follow that plan. There are very few activities that let's say make me that put me in that state, and I think that the only other one is sports. But just because again you enter that kind of flow where, I mean, no, it's not really true, because with sports I still have like the competitive aspect and I try to do better, so I still, let's say, I focus on something else. Whereas with this, really, I'm just the most relaxed person on the world. Like if I have let's say a Sunday or a Saturday when it rains and I'm able to just stay at home, I don't have to see anybody. It's my joy to absolutely, open a Lego set and just build it. And now looking forward, it's something that I also, let's say, don't want to stop necessarily doing, but mostly just being a bit more, let's say, selective with what I try to, or the kind of collections that I want. Ideally, I have a few friends that already do this. They have let's say, an entire shelf with all sets built by them, and that is absolutely very nice. Another, let's say, option that suits a bit more my style. I saw that there are, let's say, exposition frames for the big cars that Lego sells. You have like Lamborghinis, Ferrari, but they are huge. Like they are not half my size, but bigger than my head for sure, that you can put within these frames, and then you can put on the wall. They also have LEDs. They are absolutely fantastic. And all of this to say that I love how such a simple concept is able to be translated to so many entities, be it a child, a teenager, a grown-up person, somebody that just likes them. They have small sets, bigger sets. So they're able to not only, let's say, have different customers, that is, let's say, regular business, but also the way that the product is, let's say, experienced by that customer. This is the really, really intriguing stuff. And this is more of also, if you were thinking about it, I really recommend it. Go and buy. It can be even the, 30, 40, 50 euros ones are, let's say, quite complex, and they will give you back, let's say, a lot of time for what you have spent on it, but also it would be very, very rewarding. And it's not only a process that, it has been stuck in time. Now, most recently, I have built one of the sets that I received as a gift, which was a huge cat, and besides the model itself that I absolutely loved, but I also got the chance to use their app. So, they, let's say, digitalized that. And as much as I do love the paper manual to follow, the builds have become quite complex, so it's not really that easy to follow. Whereas with the app, not only you're able to see the whole thing 3D, and bit by bit you see what you're building, so that is also very nice, but the most amazing thing is that you're able to split the work with 1, 2, up to, I think it's up to 3 people, where each and every one builds something, and then you exchange the bigger pieces that you have built to build again something even bigger and bigger. And it has shared, a task that could have been a bit frustrating to do, let's say, together, where, maybe I steal your piece, then you have to look for it. And even though they do have like these very, let's say, precise bags where, let's say, you cannot really, unless you open all of them at the same time, but of course you shouldn't do that. Some people like it, I don't. But you make it also fun, because everybody's contributing the same way. And also everybody can go at their own speed, because once somebody is done, you can take the piece. Even maybe in the same time, he could have built something more, but if he built less, it's still okay, because then you can combine them together and still get the end result. So again, I cannot underline again how much I recommend it. If you are again, if you were thinking about it. If you don't like them, it's okay. Not everything is made for everybody. But from how I described it, I really believe that there is a piece of cake also for you within the Lego universe. So I really recommend it for you to try it out. Let me know if what is your favorite set, or let's say if this is something that you like or you don't like. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. Having said that, this was episode 58 of the Shower Podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and see you at the next one.